So, in this video, to test out the new mic, I am going to review some movies that I have hard copies of. None of these movies are in any particular order, and I'm not giving like star ratings or anything like that. That's just because I'm putting this on the internet, and I don't want to have to defend a star rating on things. Another thing, too, is I sort of have a collection of what could be called bad movies by a lot of people. You know, things that kind of have shoddy craftsmanship or story. Think like The Room, where it's so bad that it's entertaining kind of thing. In an effort to seek stuff like that out, I watch some real garbage. But I also watch normal stuff too. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, so starting off strong with Survival Island. So with this movie in particular, if you could breathe into a breathalyzer and still be sober enough to drive, you are too sober to watch this movie as well. Only watch this movie drunk. It is atrocious, but kind of funny if you're shit-faced. Super Troopers 2, it's fine. I think it's funny. Nothing crazy special, but they did okay. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Another one that, it's fine. Kind of thought it'd be funnier, honestly. Jurassic Island. It is not good. Jurassic Island is a really bad movie. Not in like the entertaining bad either kind of way. Just not enjoyable. I would say the only thing that makes this worth watching is the horrible CGI on the dinosaurs. It is really, really bad CGI, but it's so bad that it's funny. The rest of the movie, not worth watching. If you can find clips of just the CGI of these dinosaurs online, I would recommend doing that instead of sitting through this whole mess of a thing. Sharknado. I never watched Sharknado like back in the day when it first got popular. It's pretty standard bad movie playbook stuff. I don't know. It's okay. I'm gonna watch the rest of them though. Yakuza Apocalypse. This movie has like tonal whiplash, I think is kind of the best way I can put it. It has very serious scenes. It has incredibly wacky scenes. It goes from being just so boring, and then it will suddenly switch over to just being really funny. Overall, would I recommend somebody watches it? The fight scenes are pretty good. The rest of it, not so much. There is a fight with a frog at the end of this movie that the rest of the movie is worth sitting through just for the fight with the frog, I think. Yeah, that's all I got. Alright, Dinosaur Island. Can you tell that I've seen a couple of like Jurassic Park ripoffs? Like, clearly that's what they were going for, right? Obviously. Dinosaur Island feels like a rejected Disney Channel original movie. Somebody clearly had a lot of like hope and heart and expectations for this movie, and the actors really tried, but it's just not very good. It's just not that entertaining. It's mid. And yeah, Dinosaur Island, I wouldn't watch it again. If somebody wants this DVD copy of Dinosaur Island, they can have it. Hollywood Homicide. This absolute piece of compost. I fell asleep. I couldn't even finish it. It was so boring. And boredom is the cardinal sin of a movie. Like, it can be an atrocious movie, but if you're interested, you get through the whole thing, right? Okay, yeah. Hollywood Homicide was so boring I fell asleep. And I wanted to watch an action movie the night I watched this too. This movie feels like the thing that like a dad in his 40s or 50s who has like a really hard time emotionally connecting with his children is going to put on like a cable channel in the background, and then as the kids are just tearing up the house, he's just like, "Shut up, kids! Dad needs to watch his action movie," and then like drinks a beer and ignores all of the help that his wife needs in the situation. It's so boring. Oh my God, do not watch this. All right, Tomb Invader. The only thing interesting about this movie, it is a ripoff of what you expect it to be a ripoff of. The only thing that I found interesting in this movie was the fact that they filmed a pretty good chunk of it inside of Griffith Park, which is close to where I used to live for a while. And just the moment when we were watching this and I realized, wait a minute, that's Griffith Park. It got hilarious just for those scenes, to be able to like pick out and be like, oh shit, that's Griffith Park. That's Griffith Park. It's not good. That's kind of what you expect, I think. It's just, But if you've lived in Los Angeles or spent any amount of time in Griffith Park, it could be a fun little Easter egg to like try and hunt for when were they in the park when they were making it. This one will probably make some people mad. Donnie Darko. I feel like 14-year-old me would have loved Donnie Darko, but adult me now just feels that it's really kind of shallow, kind of angsty for no reason. It's boring. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's just boring. It's about an angsty teenager kid and his shallow fucking life, and him thinking thoughts that are not deep but the character thinks is deep, and having a really bad English teacher. It's boring. It's boring. I'm never gonna watch it again unless somebody pays me to. I won't. But I also recognize I'm not the target audience for it, so. Blades of Glory. I can't believe I waited this long to watch this movie. It's a classic. Loved it. Nothing more to say. Thank You for Smoking. This is one that has been on my people have recommended I watch this list for years, and I finally just recently got around to it. And wow. It was good. It was really good. I see why people wanted me to watch it so much. Yeah, it's a good watch. I know it's the Man with No Name double feature box, but I just watched Fistful of Dollars in this one. Pretty standard Western stuff. Like, I can see why it's a classic. You know, it's enjoyable. It's Western. If you're doing like a Western themed movie night, or want to watch through a bunch of Westerns, I think it's worth the time. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Dark Below. Full disclosure, I know a lot of the crew that made this movie and some of the actors, and regardless, it's good. It ran longer than it needed to, but I think out of all of the things that I've seen that Doug has made, for a little collage of things Doug has made on the screen right here, it's probably my favorite one that he's done. Could be about 20 minutes shorter though, maybe even 30 actually. All right, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I am really glad I watched this. The biggest thing I enjoyed about this movie was just the fantastic cinematography. It was a really fun watch. I'm glad I watched it. All right, and then we got Dragon Wars, or D-War as its other name. Why would you double name a movie? I don't know. The CG dragons were cool. That's the only nice thing I have to say about this movie. The CG dragons are cool. It is so boring. I fell asleep and did not expect to fall asleep at one point. But again, this is another one where look up the cool stuff for it on YouTube and then don't waste your time with the rest of it. Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. feels like it was specifically designed by the government to make you fall asleep out of boredom. This might be more effective than sleeping pills for falling asleep. Seriously. I fell asleep 3 times during this. 3 times. During an action movie, I fell asleep 3 times. Do you know how bad your action movie has to be that you fall asleep 3 times during... Asleep instantly. Stuff would happen. I'd be back in it for 5-10 minutes, and then bam, just gone. I'm out. This movie, if I ever have insomnia, this is my melatonin replacement. Somebody bought this for $14.99 at Blockbuster. Except for there's a little X that you can't really see on camera through the $14.99 as well. So they probably got it for cheaper than that. Because in the corner down here, the price is just an asterisk. They might have thrown this thing out. And I don't blame them. Oh my gosh. Snooze, snooze, snooze fest. Absolutely terrible. So 2 of them on this one. I saw 16 Candles years ago, but I don't remember anything about it. But I recently watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High for the first time, which is on here too. Pretty good. Liked it. Enjoyable characters. Everyone in that movie needs to take a competent sex ed class. They just do. It would fix 80% of their problems. And then The Breakfast Club was phenomenal. I see why everybody loves that movie. Yeah, it was good. All right, so that's just reviews of some DVDs that I happen to have laying around. I have a lot more behind me here, and I still haven't even watched through all of these, and some of them are on my you need to watch this list, like The Beach Bum here. A guy I used to work with said that that was his favorite movie ever, and I still haven't gotten around to watching it. But yeah, if you want a review of anything you see on these shelves here, I can talk about them. I'm still going through them, and don't be surprised if I make another one of these videos down the line testing the little lav attachment I got for this mic that fell over at some point during the video. Shit!